You are Locked On Mavericks Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Dallas, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, we got the Open back, and no doubt that one was worth the wait on this late Wednesday night as Uncle Drew comes through and the Mavs stun the Warriors 111-107. Here we go. Welcome into the Mavs Postcast, your team every day, and in our case, your team every game. My name is Jeff Biggs. Happy to be back with you, especially after a great win for the Mavs tonight. Thank you for watching Locked On Sports Dallas, your destination after every single game. You can also find us on the Locked On Mavs podcast feed. And coming up on this episode tonight, before we get to midnight, we will talk about the Mavs shorthanded once again, stepping up and pulling out this win tonight. We'll talk about Klay Thompson facing his former team for the third time, and a very nice game tonight for Klay. And how about another solid performance with two huge clutch free throws from Max Christie, and also, I think without a doubt, we would all agree, one of the bigger surprises in recent memory, but definitely tonight, the performance of Brandon Williams in the game that he had on both ends of the floor. But with all that said, we have to start tonight with the Bigs takeaway, and that would have to be Kyrie Irving coming through with 42. And for those of you that watch on a regular basis, obviously for those of you in the comment crew, we want to hear from you right now. Please jump in and share your comments. We want to hear from you, let you be a part of the show. Give me your thoughts on the win. What did you think? What do you think about what's going on? But for those of you that listen or watch on a semi-regular basis, you know, really for 2 months now, I have been openly pleading, and I don't want to say calling out, because calling out sounds like kind of being vindictive or critical, and that has not been the case at all. But how many games have I been saying, man, wouldn't it be great to see Kyrie go off and take over one of these games? Or wouldn't it be nice for the Mavs to see Kyrie dominate or step up late and get a big win? And he's had some big games, but not like tonight. Not like tonight where start to finish, I mean, he was big, and just kept coming. Jason Kidd tried to give him some rest at different times throughout the game, but he kept shooting and kept firing, ended up with 42 points in 40 minutes, 7 of 10 from beyond the three-point line. And of course, not only did he have the big shot down the stretch, but also he drew the charge on Jimmy Butler. That was huge. I mean, just so many things that Kyrie Irving does night in and night out. You just sit there and go, wow. I mean, what a blessed man this guy is, and just the gifts that he has, and just the little things that he does. So many things that he does. You can't coach, you can't teach that. He just does it. But man, for the Mavs I'll be honest, the way that Monday night's loss went down against Sacramento, and the fact that Jason Kidd didn't even talk to the media after the game because he was so upset. And so you're watching this game tonight. The Mavs are up 101-99. They've kept Steph Curry under wraps for the most part. And what happens? Steph comes down, knocks down the big three, and you're thinking, okay, here we go again, right? Here here comes Steph, here comes the Warriors, here we go. And the Warriors were up 102 to 101 at that point. But hey, to the Mavs' credit, they outscored the Warriors down the stretch 10-6. Some big shots, and of course the big defense, the clutch free throws for Max Christie. And this is one of the, I think without a doubt, I mean, when you look at the starting lineup: Max, Kessler, Edwards, Kyrie, Klay, and Max Christie. I mean, again, we say this every game. I mean, I've never seen a team decimated with injuries. No Dante Exum tonight. I guess the good news is with, and I said this after the game on Monday night, with Daniel Gafford, we were hoping, okay, just please don't let it be, a full blown out knee or an ACL or any kind of tear or anything like that. And thankfully, that's not the case. It's a sprain, but he should be back in a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. That's good. But in the meantime, tonight, I mean, this lineup that Jason Kidd had to work with, again, you just never know night in and night out who's going to be available and who is going to be able to play. And for this Mavs unit, this group that we saw tonight, for them to come out and pull out a win the way that they did, without a doubt, one of the more impressive wins on the season for the Mavs. Huge game in the standings because the Warriors are right behind the Mavs for that. In Mavs are in 9th, the Warriors in 10th. So that was huge. And again, for this Mavs team to not only win, but pull out the win the way that they did, to not let the Warriors take over and win, and just continue with that same script, again, I thought was very, very, very impressive, and big win for the team tonight. And for all the tough losses on the court, all of the issues off the court, the loss of Luka off the court, all the injuries. I mean, man, it's been 10 days since the trade, and it feels like it's been 2 months. And so again, can't say enough about the Mavs, the way that they were able to pull this one out, 111 to 107, the final over the Warriors tonight. Again, we're going to be here for another 20 minutes or so. If you would like to jump in via the comment crew, please feel free to do so. We want to hear from you. That's what we are here for on the Mavs postcast. We're with you after every game. And like I said, for Kyrie, we've just been kind of waiting for him to have a game where, and to Kyrie's credit, he knows. I saw some stat that, like, the Mavs only have a couple of wins this season when he scores over 25. So he gets it, and the team gets it, that it's better when he gets everybody else involved and tries to get his teammates going. And that's fine. And I have no issue with that. I have no problem with that. I totally respect that. But every once in a while, when you're a player of his caliber, sometimes you need to carry the team on your back. And he pretty much did that tonight with those huge threes. And again, can't say enough about just the instinct and the wherewithal to draw the charge the way that he did against Jimmy Butler. I mean, that was a great basketball right there, and a great win that we had a chance to see tonight. So that is the Bigs takeaway for this one. I want to hear from you. Please jump in via the comment crew. Want to hear from you. Want to get your thoughts. When we come back, We'll kind of break down the game a little bit more, talk about some of the other numbers. Again, Klay going up against his former team. We had Steve Kerr almost ejected. Gary Payton on the floor for the Warriors. What a great game for Brandon Williams for the Mavs. Really, that was a really pleasant surprise in a game on a night with a bunch of absentees due to injury. For Brandon to step up the way that he did, I thought was very impressive as well. All right, quick timeout. When we come back, we'll hear from you. I see some people jumping in via the comment crew. That is coming up next. This is the Mavs Postcast. All right, let me do this while we're here so we can tell you about our friends over at Wayfair and what they're doing. After the holiday hustle, there is nothing like giving your home a little TLC. I always find that just decluttering and refreshing, and like to have my space clean and in a good space, good feel, good vibe when I'm working, and it helps me get back into my routine. Well, whether you're tidying up or clearing out, or you just want to give your space a new look to start the new year, Wayfair has everything you need, all within your budget. Right now, I am currently looking for some furniture, and their huge selection makes it easy to find pieces that fit my style and my budget. My favorite part, the free and hassle-free delivery, even for larger items. Now, Wayfair's site was so easy to navigate, and I found everything that I needed in no time. There really is something for every style and every home, no matter your space or your budget. So give your home the refresh it needs with Wayfair. Head to wayfair.com right now. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Okay, welcome back to the Mavs Postcast. Huge win tonight for the Mavs, 111-107. Let's take a look at the comment crew. We got Patrick jumping in. Patrick, good to hear from you, my man. Kyrie was amazing. Absolutely. Mailbox. I like that. I told you, hey, if you don't want to use your real name, or you want to get creative like Mailbox, hey, I'm down with that. I have no problem with that at all. Jason Kidd, I thought, did well. Mailbox goes on to say Kidd adjusted well, and the team was confident enough to have Najee putting up the game-leading shot. Yeah, that was not forced. Najee went for a shot and was confident scoring over Curry. Najee on an excellent inside shot creator. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Mailbox. What I also liked about Najee tonight as well is he was on the receiving end of a lot of contact, and he was not getting any calls. It was a really, really strange night for the refs. I mean, normally I would say bad, but because it was bad for both teams, I guess you can just say weird. But yeah, Najee got cheated a little bit, I think, with some of the calls, or should I say non-calls. And to his credit, you can tell by, to your point, Mailbox or MB, that he started off in the corner, right, and then he went around the defense, and then just found that little floater in the right at the free throw line. But that was not out of the norm for Najee. That's a shot, like to your point, that he's comfortable with, and had no problem stepping up. They put the ball in his hands, and they're trying to get him going. He's been pretty consistent of late, scoring in double digits the last 5 games or so. I think like 15 points a game. And so you're absolutely right. I mean, for him to step up, they need that. They need more of that. They need him to do more. And he knows how to get to the shot. He knows how to create a shot. He knows how to get to the rim or get close to the rim. He can shoot. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've all been so excited, and, just tough that, really, when you think about it, I mean, there've been just that handful of games at the beginning of the year when everybody was healthy, but I mean, that seems like a lifetime ago. And really now that Luka's gone, and I'm not going to keep harping on that, but now it's a matter of, okay, at what point in March or maybe even the beginning of April, how many games will the Mavs have left, and how much time will they have, and who will be able to come back to kind of see this team finally be healthy and together, right? I mean, that's what we're all going to have to kind of wait for now. But I'm with you. Great game by Najee. He ended up off the bench with 10 points in 30 minutes, but had some big plays down the stretch. Ethan jumps in. Kessler was horrible. Yeah. Kessler, he ended up playing 33 minutes, 4 rebounds. He had 6 assists, which kind of stands out. He also had 6 rebounds, but was 2 of 5, 0 for 2 from beyond the 3-point line. It's been tough. I don't really see I haven't been able to see, what I see his athleticism, right? I see his body, but I have not seen what Kessler, what skills and what he can bring. I mean, he's obviously he's playing with energy, and he's trying to defend, but he's kind of a tweener, and I haven't seen him kind of really stand out on either end of the floor. So good call. Mailbox chimes in. Kessler and Omax still need some help passing out of the key to open 3-point shooters. Makes Lively look so polished for a young player. Absolutely. And Charlie LD, Jaden Hardy, rest in peace. Yeah, this was I don't know if you could, I mean, between the 2 bad fouls that Hardy had and the missed free throws, including the air ball, that was a really, really tough game for Jaden Hardy, who I thought, last week or recently, I thought when he came back from one of the injuries or whatever was it the ankle injury? I can't even keep up. I thought he had kind of turned a corner and was going to be in a position to contribute and maybe at least play a little bit. But man, he is, I don't know if it's in his head now at this point, but he is really, really taken a step back. Jaden Hardy tonight, 5 minutes, 0 for 2 at the line, and 2 turnovers, a -9. I mean, that was has to be his worst game of the season, and that was really bad. And one thing too, and again, this is why. Look, I'm not trying to go overboard. I mean, this is not a playoff game, but again, I can't stress enough that for this Mavs lineup, this tonight's lineup, I'm talking about right now. I mean, think about that. You're the Warriors, okay? You're pretty much, this is your squad. You got Jimmy Butler, and this is your squad. This is what you're going to ride. You're going to go to the dance with to try to make one more run. You come into the game. You've won 2 in a row. right? You're feeling pretty good, and you come in here to Dallas, and the Mavs, I mean, have everybody's out, right? And you still lose, and you lose down the stretch. And, Jimmy Butler gets called for a key charge. And again, I can't say it enough. I mean, that's a really impressive heart, gut check, whatever cliche you want to use. That was a big win tonight for this team. And I hope, for all the adversity, not for me, I mean, or for us as fans, but I mean, for the team, for the players that have all the things that they've been through, I hope they get a chance to be healthy and to make a run. I'm not saying that means they're going to win or go to the finals again, but at least I hope for them and for us that we get to see them get back to full strength and have an opportunity to do something special and to play their best. I mean, for all the games and all the things that they go through and all the crazy traveling that we saw, at the start of the year, it'd be nice to see. But man, what a very impressive win. But my point here was, when you look at the small ball lineup, and we saw this. I thought the Mavs did a really good job. The defense was much better tonight. It's clear that after giving up 129 to Sacramento on Monday night, they went back and they saw some things that they could do better defensively, and they played like that tonight. I mean, they were much more active, and they did a really good job. The size issue, you try to get around that as best you can. But, I mean, look at the rebounding edge tonight. I mean, the rebounding, 50 to 39 in favor. I thought it was worse than that. So that's a little bit better. But the offensive rebounds, I think 18 to 9. And I think the Warriors had a season high in second chance points tonight as well. So you try to work around that, but there were many possessions where the Mavs there would be a little opening, and they would drive and try to attack and get to the basket, and then everything would close up. And that's where and I think Mailbox pointed that out, that they're kind of they need some help at that point when they get into the paint and there's nothing there. They need to figure out what to do with the offense from there, whether it's finding somebody that's open, somebody helping out. But the offense seemed to bog down too often in those scenarios. So that's something they're going to have to work on. The other thing too is just the trying to rotate, trying to keep the ball out of Kyrie's hands as much as possible, but at the same time trying to get other guys involved. And they had a lot of good looks. I mean, the Mavs had a lot of good looks that they just missed, right? And you hate to say that, but I mean, sometimes you see examples of guys that you say, okay, that's why they're not starting right now in the NBA, right? I mean, they're good, great off the bench, but sometimes they're not at that level, at starter level. But the Mavs tonight, 15 of 36 from beyond the 3-point line, whereas the Warriors were 10 of 35. One thing about Omax, remember we talked, was it last game or the game before, about how he's had issues right when he gets to the basket and seems to have some trouble finishing once in a while. Well, tonight he looked like he had a new move. He had that Euro step to the left, and he made it. He got to the basket and scored with a layup in the first half. The second half, he got blocked, but it's good. See, I mean, they're working. Again, don't get a lot of practice time right now, but you can tell. I mean, he's working. He's trying. Had a tough foul on Draymond Green at one point in the game, but he's trying to get better. Max ended up with 6 points in 24 minutes. Didn't shoot a 3 of 9 from the field. Had a few rebounds. Again, 6 assists. A lot of Mavs. I mean, the Mavs ended up with 20 assists. The Warriors had 29, but they were moving the ball a lot more, trying to kind of get around the Mavs and their small ball. But some good things tonight for sure from Max and some of the guys off the bench. Max with he started, but Najee had 10 off the bench. Spencer Dinwiddie only ended up with 3 points in 18 minutes. And Brandon Williams, who I said was just a real nice surprise with 12 points in just 15 minutes off the bench. But he knocked down 2 big threes, had a couple of steals, also had a block, and he was very active and really, I thought, really stood out in this game tonight. All right, we'll take our final timeout. When we come back, our final segment and some more comments from you via the comment crew. So please jump in before we wrap things up. The Mavs beat the Warriors 111-107. This is the Mavs Postcast. All right, want to let you know about what's going on at Open Phone and what they're doing, because right now, if you're running a small business, that means you're wearing a lot of hats, and your personal phone becomes your business phone. And before you know it, you're juggling customer calls day and night as your team grows, and it becomes impossible to manage everything with just your personal number. That's where Open Phone comes in. It's the #1 business phone system designed to help you keep your work and personal life separate. Now, for just $15 a month, the cost of a few, maybe 2 coffees, now you get complete transparency and visibility into everything happening with your business phone number. Open Phone works through an app on your phone or computer, and it integrates with tools like HubSpot and hundreds of others. It also uses AI-powered call transcripts and summaries, so you'll have a rundown of your calls and action items the second you hang up. And if you miss a call, no problem. Automated messages are sent directly to your customer, ensuring you never miss an opportunity to engage. So right now, Open Phone is offering 20% off your first 6 months when you go to openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. That's openphone.com/LockedOnNBA for 20% off 6 months. openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. And if you have existing numbers with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge. Again, openphone.com/LockedOn. All right, that is our final segment of the show tonight. I know Nick and the crew are going to be doing their thing, but want to thank you for jumping in via the comment crew. Again, 111-107, very, very impressive win. And now, with this win tonight, not only are the Mavs in a better spot ahead of the Warriors, but they have a chance to go into the All-Star break with a win tomorrow night at home over Miami. So again, Jimmy Butler is not with the Heat. He's with the Warriors, and they beat the Warriors tonight. And so they'll have an opportunity to get a win on their home floor. against the Heat tomorrow night and a chance to go into the All-Star break despite all of the adversity, all of the injuries, the Luka trade, and everything else. The Mavs will have an opportunity to get a little mo before they head into the break, and a chance to feel pretty good, to have some hope and some optimism of, okay, if we can just hang in there just a little bit more until we start getting people back. Hopefully, coming out of the break, PJ Washington will be back. Hopefully, not too long after that, Daniel Gafford will be back. Don't think it's anything serious with Dante Exum. We'll have to see about Corbin and what's going on with him. So that's that. But in the meantime, before all that starts tomorrow night with what they hope will be a victory at home against the Miami Heat, the same Heat that beat the Mavs with Jimmy Butler earlier in the season. That was a tough one, the way that one ended, but a chance to get a little payback tomorrow night to wrap up the technical first half. So I will be back with you tomorrow night, but I want to say thank you for those of you that have been watching, or those of you that are listening later. Huge win tonight. Can't say enough. Kyrie, outstanding, 42 points. Klay Thompson, facing his former team, ended up with 17 points, including 5 threes, but Klay was really, really active tonight. Had 7 rebounds, a couple assists, a couple of blocks. He was really, he was all over the place. And man, I'll tell you what, when he gets the ball and does that quick release, I mean, it's a thing of beauty to watch just how quick he's able to do that and get the ball. The Mavs won a couple of coaching challenges, so good job by Jason Kidd and the staff doing that. Again, we talked about Brandon Williams and the game that he had. I love the fact that not only did Kyrie go off for 42, but I love the fact that he was into it. I mean, he knew, this was not just an ordinary game going up against Steph and Draymond. They know each other, of course, from the Cavs finals, and also with Jimmy Butler. I mean, he and Kyrie were going at it pretty good. So for Kyrie and the Mavs to prevail and to come out on top, that's a big deal. You need some wins like this. You got to have some wins like this once in a while to kind of keep you going, keep the juices going. Because if they would have collapsed down the stretch and found a way to lose instead of finding a way to win, that gets you going down the wrong path, and you don't want to do that. So good job by the Mavs. I mean, they went with the small ball lineup. They kept building up the lead to double digits, and the Warriors would come back, and they kept coming back, and then Steph gave them the lead, 102 to 101. But instead of losing or finding a way to lose, the Mavs pulled it out and had a great finish and a great win, 111 to 107, the final tonight. That's going to do it. My name is Jeff Biggs. Thanks for hanging with me tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow night after the Mavs play the Heat. Again, Nick and the crew will be getting you ready. Lots to talk about from this one. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it very much. We'll do it again tomorrow night. This has been the Mavs Postcast.